आता स्वामीनाथन सर इंग्लिशमधून बोलणार आहेत. बसून बोलणार आहेत जागेवरून. त्यांच्या भाषणातला थोडासा सारांश आशिष वेले मराठीतून आपल्याला सांगतील.
My esteemed friends on the podium and those who are in the audience, many of them whom I happen to know because I have been coming to the city from 1944 onwards, so I have many friends here. I always call Pune the social capital of India. Enormous wealth of knowledge, wealth of commitment here, and I'm so happy that Atulji chose here to release the book. I want to first of all thank him for updating the biography. He has been doing it on a regular basis, and also all those who have spoken so kindly. Enormously, I can't find words to express my sense of gratitude to both Atulji for the book and for all the others who have spoken kind words. It is now 50 years since the concept of the Green Revolution was developed. This is supposed to be the 50th anniversary of the Green Revolution. Of course, it was a turning point in our agricultural history because people had written off India from the point of view of its ability to feed itself. In fact, a large number of books and publications. The prophets of doom were very many in the 50s and 60s. The prophets of doom were very many. It was a difficult period, but thanks to all the hard work of the farmers and also the political commitment and scientific ability, all of them joined together into what we call a symphony approach, those who could all come together at one stage. Well, we have passed that stage. Nobody today talks about India's capacity to feed itself, but India's capacity to provide food is still a question. A very large number of people are malnourished, are undernourished, particularly women and children below 1,000 days of age. In particular, malnourishment causes difficulties in cognitive ability. We can't be complacent that we have done well in agricultural production, that we have proved the doomsday experts wrong, but there are so many challenges ahead of us. And I think Atulji must have referred to some of those challenges which are present. The challenges are many, arising from both human factors like man-made policies. Because while scientists can influence the production and productivity of a crop, it is only public policy which will determine the economics of farming. Ultimately, for the farmers, the economics of farming is the one which determines their commitment to farming. Again and again I am being asked why are the younger people don't want to take to farming, why do the people want to give up farming and so on. The reason is obvious. It's a largely economic problem of ability to earn enough money from this profession. This is one of the reasons why the National Commission on Farmers, we recommended a procurement price of C2 plus 50%. Total cost of production plus 50%. Many have said it is not possible to give such a high price. It will be a financial difficulty. But nevertheless, it has now almost become a customary for loan waivers. Every few years, farmers are demanding the waiving of loan. A lot of money in the previous government's time in Delhi, over 80,000 crores were spent. Far better, instead of doing all that indirect way of helping farmer. And finally, the money doesn't go to the farmer. It goes to the banks to to replenish their loan. It's far better than going this way to give a fair price to the farmer. A fair and not only fair price, but an attractive price which will attract the younger generation to farming. Well, I hope this will be done. There have been talk about it all over India, wherever you go. Farmers' organizations, they want almost a single-minded demand is that the recommendations of the NCF should be implemented. Apart from economics of agriculture, we have lots of other problems arising from climate change. There is a recent change in the US government policy towards climate change, but whatever it is, the fact remains that there are changes. Temperature is going up, the average temperature is going up, precipitation is being uneven, and coastal storms and coastal problems, not only in our country, but in the United States also are increasing. Under those conditions, farming is going to face a new set of challenges, and this is why it is important to strengthen our research, to be able to provide more support to advanced stages of research which can bring the best in modern technology to farmers. I have, my whole career has been spent in agriculture. In fact, my wife says, you are a single channel mind. You don't think about other things other than agriculture. Fact remains that those of us who watched what was happening in the 40s and 50s when I was in the university, it was obvious that not only the Bengal famine was just the tip of the iceberg, but the extensive malnutrition occurring in the country was a problem of. Today we can say that we are able to produce food for our people, but nevertheless, not only food, but quality food, both the macronutrients, micronutrients, and protein hunger. There are three major groups of hunger: calorie deprivation, which we can overcome for the first time probably in human history. There is an act of Government of India which promises food, the right to food. The right to food with homegrown food is a great achievement of a farmer. But the right to food is only calories, 5 kilograms of wheat or rice or jowar or bajra. We expanded the coverage of the PDS to cover not only wheat and rice, but also the whole series of millets. And there is this great problem of micronutrient deficiencies. I'm happy Mr. Ashish Velle is near me. The whole area of biofortification, he has been one of the leaders. The Nemal seeds produce biofortified, iron biofortified bajra. There are many others which are naturally biofortified. So there are opportunities today to overcome the problem of malnutrition. My own whole hope is, I said 50 years ago, the term Green Revolution was coined. Although I would say the Green Revolution really means increase in production through productivity improvement. If you technically go by what has happened to the hybrid corn in Iowa, which you may call the first among the leaders of the whole area of biofortification. Biofortification today has become important, and there are sweet potatoes, there's moringas, there are a large number of naturally occurring plants. In fact, we have designed a garden, a genetic garden of biofortified plants, and it is important that hereafter we look at the problem of malnutrition in a serious way. It is not enough in the case of calorie deprivation, we are giving 5 kilograms. That's all right. I think that's very important to provide at least the minimum amount of calories. But what about the protein hunger? This year, for the first time, farmers produced large amount of pulses, because 2 years ago was the International Year of Pulses. Now pulses they produce, but then at the same time the government also imported at a low price. With the result the prices crash. In fact, it's very surprising that in our policy, that's why I said, while technology determines the productivity of the plant, it is government policies which determine the economics of plant. For example, without proper pricing and so on, they will not grow. There are so many things which I would like to share with you, but my voice is bad and my health is not so good. But let me say, in the whole of Indian history, what our farmers have achieved, in spite of the difficulties in producing more food, is something remarkable, because nobody thought they can do it. In fact, I recall in the 60s, Norman Borlaug, who used to come to India, used to say, "How are you going to step up production in India?" After a few years, he said, "The secret is there. The farmers can do it. If the farmer is enabled, helped with the necessary inputs." But public policy in terms of input-output pricing and import-export policies. I was about to say there are fine leaders here. Look at the automobiles. When we were coming here, the number of automobiles increased enormously. But nevertheless, in spite of the natural rubber price collapse, with the result the Kerala rubber growers said they will give up rubber cultivation. Natural rubber price collapse due to import at the wrong time, at the wrong policy. Therefore, agriculture today requires not only technology, not only the hard work of the farmers, not only remunerative pricing, but also from the point of view of the international situation in agriculture and our own policies. Number one policy should be look after ourselves. I think a livelihood security box was mentioned earlier, which I coined long ago. After all, agriculture in this country is not a money-making machine. It is the basis of the livelihood industry of India. This is one of the reasons why I tell my colleagues who criticize the high price recommended by us to farmers. I said here in India, if you give money to farmers, it is enabling them to lead a little better life. Agriculture is a livelihood industry, not just business, agribusiness. Agribusiness is important, but our agriculture is predominantly not agribusiness. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for what you have done. He has brought out books, and I am happy that those who have read it, I can't read Marathi unfortunately, but those who have read the earlier versions have been fully appreciative. And here on my both sides are two good friends. The one who is trying to produce food which is rich in micronutrients through biofortification. The one who is trying to spread knowledge of what happened in our agricultural history. How did we turn the corner? I recall those who said Indians can never feed themselves. In fact, after the Bengal famine, there was a genuine concern about the amount of famine which might occur in India. Ladies and gentlemen, after the Bengal famine, there has been no famine in India. There is undernutrition, but there has never been a famine in India. The credit goes to farmers. for their remarkable work. Let me thank you again for asking me to come here. This city brings to my memory very large number of. In fact, I was about to join the agricultural college here, one of the two colleges I applied. I got admission in both, so I went to Coimbatore. Otherwise, I would have studied here. I'm sorry I lost that privilege. Thank you all for coming, and I wish you a very good year ahead in terms of monsoon behavior, because the monsoon and the market are the two major determinants of a farmer's welfare. The monsoon is aberrant, the market is indifferent, and so we have difficulties in both cases. Thank you, Atruji. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
वाजलेल्या टाळ्यांवरनं मला असं वाटत नाही इंटरप्रिटेशनची गरज आहे. आणि प्रोफेसरनी बोलायच्या आधी मला कानात फक्त असं म्हटलं होतं की वर्ड बाय वर्ड ट्रान्सलेशनची गरज कदाचित पडणार नाही, हे पुणे आहे. आणि ते जे काय 16-17 मुद्दे बोलले आहेत ते सर्व मुद्दे लोकांच्या चेहऱ्याकडे बघून आणि तुमचे सर्व हावभाव बघून मला स्वतःला आणि प्रोफेसरनाही बहुतेक हे पटलेलं आहे आणि कळलं आहे. आणि शेवटी ते जेव्हा म्हणाले, मला असं वाटतं की मला पुण्याला आणि कोइंबतूरला दोन्ही ठिकाणी ॲडमिशन मिळाली होती. मी कोइंबतूरला गेलो, तो पुण्यालाही कदाचित मुजरा आहे. 2 महत्त्वाच्या गोष्टी फक्त त्यांच्या व्याख्यानातल्या. काही लोक बाहेर आहेत आणि काही शेतकरी पण आहेत. जर समजा काही विशिष्ट उल्लेख जे केलेले आहेत ते मी सांगू इच्छितो. एक अतिशय महत्त्वाचा उल्लेख, हरितक्रांतीमध्ये आपण अन्नधान्याचं उत्पादन वाढवू शकलो. आत्ता आपला प्रश्न अन्नधान्याचं उत्पादन हा नसून पोषणमुक्तीचा आहे. म्हणजे आपल्याला ध्यास याचा घेतला पाहिजे की प्रोडक्शनसोबत जे प्रोडक्शन आपण करतोय ते न्यूट्रिशनल असलं पाहिजे. आणि त्याच्यावर आता ॲग्रिकल्चर फोकस करण्याची गरज आहे. आणि त्याला ते न्यूट्रिशन सेन्सिटिव्ह ॲग्रिकल्चर असं म्हणतात. आणि दुसरा अतिशय महत्त्वाचा मुद्दा, विज्ञान सगळ्याला सोल्युशन देऊ शकतं, पण पॉलिसी मेकिंगची गरज असते आणि तो रोल सरकारला करावा लागतो. विज्ञानाचं काम काही तरुण करू शकतात म्हणून त्यांनी बायोफोर्टिफिकेशनचा उल्लेख केला, ज्याच्यामध्ये आम्ही बाजरा आणि ज्वारीत काम करतोय. पण ज्ञान लोकांपर्यंत पोचवायचं काम हे पुस्तकाच्या मार्फत केलं जातं. आणि म्हणून त्यांनी अतुलचं अभिनंदन केलं. हे ज्ञानामृत प्रोफेसरच्याकडनं सर्व मराठी लोकांना आणि नंतर त्याचं भाषांतर इतरही लोकांना पूर्णपणे मिळो अशी ईश्वरचरणी प्रार्थना करून प्रोफेसरनी मला ही संधी दिली त्याबद्दल धन्यवाद व्यक्त करतो. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.